Hi, Josh Barker with RE/MAX Town & Country Real Estate. And thank you for checking out our market update for the month of February 2019. You know, like I like to do each month, let's go ahead and bring in the sales report for the Shasta County Multiple Listing Service. Now, what this report does is it goes for the month prior, so this will be for January. It breaks down all the sales for that month. It also breaks down the active listings that are coming onto the market. So the first slide we're going to look at is the sold report. There was 222 properties, and I'll circle this for you in red, that actually closed escrow in the month of January. That is up by 4% compared to last year when we had 213 properties sell. So this is a good indication that buyer demand has continued to remain strong. The next slide to put over the top is our active listings for sale. This last month, there was 918 properties available for purchase. Now, this is comprised of manufactured homes, stick-built homes, and condos. So that whole category, there was 918. If you go back 1 year ago, there was 865 that were available for purchase. So our inventories are beginning to move up a little bit. What that could mean for a home buyer is obviously there'll be more homes to choose from, which is always nice. And for a home seller, the way to look at that number is to understand that perhaps we might see a little bit longer market times than we had recently if the inventory continues to grow. So it's just something that all of us will have to watch closely. The next thing to talk about is just home prices themselves. You know, every year around January and February, both our clients that we're currently serving and people that are contacting our office have one question on their mind. And that question is, what's going on with buyer demand? What's happening with home prices, and what can they expect next? So what I typically share, and I'll share it for this year as well, is that normally every year our real estate market here in the North State, it begins to cycle. So in the fourth quarter, it's very common that we see home prices begin to plateau as the holidays begin. So you have fewer buyers out there shopping, our inventories are beginning to decline, and so for that fourth quarter, we start to see home prices plateau out. That typically remains the case all the way through the middle to the end of the first quarter. So normally, like right now in February, most of the home pricing that we would do will be very similar, or the recommendations would be very similar to what home prices were in the fourth quarter, because there hasn't been any comparable sales that would reflect a higher price point. Now, if homeowners go to the market in February and March, and if they push prices a little bit, all of us as professionals and home sellers in the market will watch to see if those home sellers can get the prices they're asking. If they can, that would be an indication that we could see some appreciation in the market this year. If they don't get the prices they're asking and they end up selling for similar prices to the fourth quarter, that would mean the prices are not moving up. So we'll all have to watch that and see. Now, as far as what we think for future appreciation here locally, this year, most experts are predicting it somewhere around a 3% appreciation, assuming one thing: as long as interest rates remain stable. Currently, rates are hovering around 4.75%. In some cases, depending on a loan, they might be as high as 5%. But the Federal Reserve, who sets the rate for mortgages, has indicated in their last meeting that they want to raise the interest rate 2 more times in 2019. If that's the case, normally they raise interest rates by 1/4 basis point each time they do it. That would mean that our rates would increase by 0.5% this year. If that happens, it could have a negative impact on home appreciation. So if we were planning on going up 3% this year, and if rates go up, we may not go up that much. We'll just all have to wait and see. The final thing just to talk about is new construction. If there's one concern that I have in our local market, it is the ability for our market to produce new home starts for the marketplace. Right now, because of the fires that we've had locally and throughout the state, there's been a major tap on the demand for both labor and products. And as a result, new construction prices are starting to go up quickly. So last year in 2018, you could expect that the average home prior to the fires would be roughly $165 a foot for a very decent, clean home here in our local market. That's what it would cost to build. Right now, those numbers are exceeding $200 a foot for the most part, which means that it's becoming more challenging for home builders to acquire property, develop the property, build a home, sell it, and realize any kind of a modest profit. So these guys are working hard. These folks are going to have a lot of challenges ahead of them because of how tight the market is price-wise and how much construction costs are. So we're rooting all the builders on, and I definitely know how much work it is for them to produce products, so we should all be cheering them on. We are going to see this year, though, we're going to see a lot of new construction. So what's happening, obviously, is some of the folks who lost their home because of the car fire, they're going to be rebuilding this year. And so we're going to see new home starts coming on. And a lot of those homes are going to be rebuilt for those existing property owners. So it's great for them. We're super excited about that. But it doesn't add new home inventory to the market. It's providing inventory for those who lost their homes. So again, we're just going to have to watch that part of it real close this year. It's something I'll be talking about more and more as the year goes on, just to report on it. We're excited to see if it happens. I know there's a lot of optimistic home builders in the market, and again, we're hoping the very best for them. So in any case, if you have any questions at all about the market here in Shasta County, we're always here to help. Feel free to call anytime, and take care. We'll see you soon.